Hi everyone, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga, and this is part 3 of how to move into the yoga pose Sirsasana or headstand. Shirsha in Sanskrit means head, so we're moving into a headstand. Now in part 1 of our video, of our tutorial, we worked on downward facing dog and building strength in the forearms. Be sure to watch that video before moving on to this one, and of course watch tutorial number 2, where we worked on where to place your head in the cup of the hands, and then starting that upside down variation of rooting down into the ground with the forearms, with the back of the head tucked nicely into that cup, and then lifting the hips up into the air so we start that downward slope like we're doing in downward facing dog, getting a little bit closer to our upside down position of headstand. So let me demonstrate Sirsasana fully, and then we'll work on part 3. So that's Sirsasana. Now, I was just doing this right on my mat, but if you need a little extra cushioning, you may want to use a blanket, just so it's a little softer for your head and your arms. So I'm just bringing my blanket out. Alrighty, so we're going to go back to making our triangle shape with the arms, rooting downward into the mat, making the cup, tucking the back of the head into that cup, engaging the core, lifting hips. And then we're going to start extending a leg up into the air. Let's break it down. So here, triangles on the ground, opening up the hands, making the cup. Let's tuck the head right into the hands. Make sure it's the back of your head because you want to be able to see your toes. Now I'm already pressing down strongly into the blanket. So my arms, shoulders, and even my back are all activated. Tuck the toes. With an exhale, lifting hips. Step forward a little bit, keep a slight bend in the knees. Make some adjustments if need be. I'm still pressing very strongly down into the blanket, so there's no compression in my neck and spine. Now, I'm just going to slowly start extending my left leg into the air. And notice I'm not even reaching for the ceiling. I'm just extending, just lifting the leg so I can get used to being upside down with one limb in the air, still pressing strongly into the ground. Let's bring that foot back down and do the other. Rooting down strongly into the mat. Strong arms, even feel like they're squeezing in a little bit. Belly button squeezing in towards spine with this right leg now extending strongly into the sky. Let's come back down and rest. Now that's all we'll do for part 3. Just practice getting a leg up in the air, starting that long extension through the body. Now what happens in yoga, there's a lot of opposites. And so the more that we root down strongly into the ground, we can feel an energy move through the entire body and even through the extended limb that's in the air. So it really feels like you're moving in opposite directions. That's a very common experience in many yoga poses. So you want to feel that as you're moving into Sirsasana. Now eventually we'll be able to get both legs in the air. And you noticed I did it freely without any other props like a wall. Now if you want to practice against a wall, we can certainly do that. And so for part 4, we'll do that together. We'll practice, once again, getting one leg up, bringing it down, bringing the other leg up, bringing it down, and then we'll even practice even kicking up and maybe up against a wall, and just the energy that needs to happen with the limbs once you're completely upside down. Alrighty, so keep practicing and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.